TJ, how do you shake off the last game from the break leading up to the game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you learn from it and take what you can from it. Obviously we had our chances and we didn't capitalize, and at the same time we didn't manage the puck as well as we wanted to. But you move on.
What does the addition of someone like Giordano bring to you guys if he does come back into the lineup tonight?
Yeah, obviously he brings the experience. He does a little bit of everything out there. He's always looking to jump. He's physical, good defensively, and he just brings that presence, in the room.
Ilya's getting. Sorry, go ahead.
Just as a teammate and a friend, how do you kind of support Ilya as he goes through a stretch where he's trying to find his game and his confidence?
Yeah, I think we just have to help him out and do whatever we can. Manage the puck, be in good spots, and try to limit the chances.
You were back with Morgan, but you had that little respite there where you were with Jake. How's the moving around and kind of going back treating you the last few games or so?
Not bad. I played with Caber last year a little bit, and I played with Mo a lot, so not too much of a transition.
Great.
Thank you. Speaking of that, what do you want to clean up from the game against the Sens?
I think, as you guys saw, we came out of the gates flying, so there's a lot to build on. That's positive for sure, and I think we key in on that and start the right way, and then obviously build on that from there on out. And our second was probably our weakest part of that whole game, so find a way to establish, a good forecheck and put a lot of pressure on the defense tonight in their home building and create some turnovers and play in their zone. So if we do that, we should be fine.
In your experience, what's the best way to kind of help support a teammate like Ilya when he's trying to find his confidence and going through a tough stretch?
It's a team sport, and we're all in this together. And obviously he plays the hardest position in our game, so it's not easy by any means. And as a forward or as a defenseman, what you can do is clean up some turnovers, clean up some stuff in your own zone, block some shots, and just help him get his confidence going. He's an unbelievable goalie, huge part of our team, great guy, great teammate, and he's going to get through it just like everyone else did. And looking forward to helping him out.
What does the addition of someone like Mark Giordano do to a defensive lineup like this?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, he's a veteran guy that's been around for a long time, so looking forward to getting him back.
Third time in 16 days you're playing the same team. That's unusual. How does that affect the dynamic of the third meeting?
The video sessions aren't quite as long, which is nice and quick meetings. You already know what to expect, so it's fun. It almost kind of, I don't want to say it feels like a playoff series because it doesn't, but it's kind of the same sort of vibe. You start to you have a real good idea what the other team's trying to do and their tendencies and whatnot. And obviously, they got a lot of talent out there on the other squad over there up front, a lot of speed. And if you kind of feed into that, then they thrive on it. But if you keep them in their own zone, we can capitalize on that. So just focus on that stuff. Really good team, really good test for us tonight, and start off this back-to-back on the right foot forward.
What have you seen from Nick? Like he was getting some PP2 reps there with you. Like I know with Nick Roberts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like what have you seen from his game over the last little bit here?
He's coming along for sure. Obviously, Yarny and I played with him for a while, so he's starting to get more and more comfortable with us, and he's a shooter. So get him the puck in the right spot, and he'll capitalize. And obviously, doesn't always want to go in, but a guy like that can shoot like him, he keeps shooting, and eventually he's going to start going in bunches.
Sheldon, Mark Giordano good to go for today?
Yes.
What does his addition do in terms of helping with the lineup here?
We talked about it yesterday. His leadership, his experience. I think that in itself brings a lot to our group. In terms of his game, he's an ultra competitor, so he's going to bring that. We also think there's some puck moving ability there in all three zones that can help us as well. We'll see. We got to get him back into game mode here. Like we had said, I think that Lagesson and Benoit and Timmins, these guys have done a good job for us in the absence when we've had the injuries. But obviously, you can't replace the type of experience and leadership that Gio brings. So nice to have him back.
Since coming back from the break, what have you kind of gotten a sense from Ilya Samsonov of his mindset and his approach?
His approach has been good and similar to what it's been when he's had to try to find himself earlier. So he's been consistent in that way, that he's been able to sort of wash it within a day or two and get back to it. I think the break seems like it's helped. Just a few days in a row away from the game. I think that would help a guy like him. Yeah, and that's it. I think he's excited to play. He's a competitor. He wants to be in the net. And we got to do a good job in front of him and give him every opportunity to succeed and find his game.
You gave Nick Robertson an opportunity on PP2 in the last game. It looks like it might be the same. What did he do to deserve that opportunity?
It's really, for me, just, we're just trying to get him more touches and some more minutes, see if that can help his game offensively. Found that some of his game offensively has slipped a bit in the last little while, which can happen as you're an offensive guy that's playing less and isn't touching the puck nearly as much, and we haven't practiced all that much either, so all of a sudden your touches really start to go down. So we're just trying to give him a little bit more opportunity there and see if that might translate over to his 5-on-5 game. Actually thought his game the other night, he and his line, I thought were really good for us. They couldn't get anything to fall or generate any real high-end chances necessarily, but they were on the puck and in the offensive zone virtually the entire game. So I liked his game the other night, and hope we can continue to build on that.
For getting him going, is it his shot or is it?
Yeah, just everything. You just, a lot of pucks are just kind of slipping off his stick, or not making plays at the same rate. All that sort of stuff. So we just, I think it happens when you've got, we've got a lot of guys that need those touches. We've been giving a lot of those to Matthew Nyes, and we also on the second unit power play like to have two defensemen on that as much as we can. Just find that the second unit, generally speaking, is sort of doesn't have as much time. It's kind of a broken unit, and then all of a sudden, if you'd only have one defenseman out there, it becomes a real challenge. You're almost cutting out 5-10 seconds of that power play right away because you're making the change to get your defenseman back out. So having 2D just naturally lets you just go right through it and get the full 2-minute advantage. So that in itself is taken away, whether it's been Nyes or Robertson, takes away from that time. Because for us, Yarncroc, Domi, and Bertuzzi are staples for there, and all those guys play a very important role in that power play. So trying to get the extra minutes there has been the challenge for especially our younger guys.
Last time you guys were in here, obviously, the Sean Corrali situation happened with him getting injured. I'm sure that was kind of a confusing thing for you guys on the bench, not knowing what happened. Was it a concern as far as you guys were?
Well, yeah, of course you're concerned because you don't really know what's happening. It didn't seem when he was going off the ice, from our perspective, that it was anything too serious, but you just never quite know what's happened once he's gotten off the ice. And for the training staff to react the way that they did, and you don't know what's happening, of course you're concerned, but we didn't have a whole lot of information, but just trusted that he was going to be in good hands, and you got to continue on and play. And hopefully we don't have much information here yet still on our end, but hopefully he's doing all right. It seems like he is.
On the hit, the blade of his stick got stuck in the boards and and went under the ribs and stuff like that. He's fine, but it's so rare, right? Have you ever heard of anything like that happening before?
From my perspective, going off, it looked like a player who was winded and couldn't catch his breath, which does happen quite a bit, and it's happened to me as a player more than I would like it to, and it's not a fun feeling. But again, so you didn't think of it as much when he was coming off, but you don't know what's happening as he comes off, which I think we've seen enough scary incidents now that they're always going to react out of an abundance of caution in those situations, and safety first. And I think the players and everybody, referees, everyone is very accommodating and understanding in those situations, for obvious reasons.
You mentioned.
You've seen this team 2 times already. I know it's 3 real close games. What do you make of this bunch over here? I know their record's not very good. They got some young players. Whatever. What do you see when you look across the ice there?
I see a team that has a ton of skill and speed, ability to move the puck and make plays and score. That's the thing. You look at, there's some teams that are, towards the bottom of the league, around the league. And it's not just Columbus, but there's some others, that are some of the best offensive teams in the league at 5-on-5, and Columbus is right there. Their production at 5-on-5 is right near the top of the league. So it shows that they can score, and you give them opportunities to, they're going to make it real hard on you. So right away they get your attention in that area, and I think they're growing in terms of their habits and their structure and their experience. They're getting more experience in the league, but I think there's a lot of young players and a lot of skill there for their team and organization and fans to be excited about, and that's a lot of reasons why we've got to be at our best. They certainly got our attention when we played them our first night in Toronto, and I thought we had a better effort, and we're more dialed in on our details. Our special teams were strong in game 2, and they're going to have to be more the same here tonight.
You mentioned the depth defenseman. I know they're always going to be fighting for a job, but is Benoit making any separation to be the sixth guy, or is that situational tonight? Or
well, he's really impressed us. I think he's come a long way, and I think he's just going to continue to get better. He's still a young guy, but has played quite a bit in the league, and his work habits and he's a very coachable guy. Wants to get better. So he has really good defensive instincts. He's long, closes space, got a good stick, and he's a competitor. Like, he's going to finish every check. He's going to make it hard on you. He sticks his nose in and everything. So he's got lots of reasons for us to really like him and want to continue to work with him. I do think it's a competition there, for some different guys, and we're working through some things with our pairs too, and the whole lefty-righty situation, how all that comes together for us too is something that we're always looking at and discussing on a daily basis. But just the fact that we've kept him in here today versus some of the others who've also done a good job. Lagesson, you see the other night, and he's done a really good job for us too. So, and then Timmins, makes plays and helps us on offense and all of that. And so we've got good options there that we liked. I don't think we necessarily had as many options coming into the season, but that has come about as the injuries have piled up. It's given more opportunity for guys like Benoit to get comfortable here with our team, and it's done a good job.
It's a milestone night for the coach. 300 games.
I was informed of that yesterday. Yeah.
Can you talk about the journey from that first game to where you are now?
I don't know. If there's one thing I've learned about this league in particular, is you focus on every single day as it comes, because they come fast, and every single game is a difficult one. You have to go about it and prepare for it just as you would any other, and so because of that, you can't really get caught up in numbers or milestones or records or anything like that, because every day demands your best. But of course, my journey's been like all of ours in the last number of years here, in recent years. COVID and playing with no fans and in the bubble and Canadian division, like all these things, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot through this period of time, but we're certainly. I've enjoyed the last 2 seasons in particular, where we've had some normalcy about things.